Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles the Bandsman, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. This is a show I cannot wait to get into. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel, and also be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Let's get into this topic here. This is something that I'm itching to discuss. So, as you guys know, we did a live yesterday about an hour or so, where we were reacting to LeBron's comments about rings and how ring culture is weird, right? And I went off because I thought his comments were so disingenuous and so weird that I'm like, I couldn't believe he said it. The guy that went from saying, oh, in the ring when he won the ring in 2016, this right here made me the GOAT, is now the same guy talking about ring culture is toxic. And some of his supporters trying to couch it. Oh no, what you don't understand is he's trying to say that those players who never won shouldn't be diminished. We're not diminishing them. Nobody ever said Charles Barkley sucks. Karl Malone sucks. John Stockton sucks. Patrick Ewing sucks, and all of the other guys. And Allen Iverson sucks, and all of those guys that never won championships. Russell Westbrook was terrible, and all the other great players that never won. Nobody's ever said that. What we said was, when we're distinguishing who are the greatest players in the sports, accomplishments come into play. No one ever accused Robert Horry of being the greatest player of all time, and he has 7 championship rings. We've never done this. So what are we saying here? And the point we're trying to make was, LeBron is only saying this because he knows that's something that they hold against him when comparing him to the greatest of the greats. So now he's trying to diminish what it means to be a champion. And I said at the core, he was attacking the essence of sports, which is competition. You play ball to win. You play sports to win. Not for second place prizes, third place prizes. You play to win, right? So we said that. So I tuned into a segment on ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith, went absolutely ballistic. On the panel, he had himself, Brian Windorst, and Chris Mad Dog Russo. So at the tail end of this segment, Brian Windorst decides to invoke none other than Kobe Bryant. He said one of the greatest tragedies in sports is that we never got to see a podcast with LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Because he said, had LeBron been sitting across the table from Kobe making these comments, it would not have gone down the way that it went down. And I said, thank you for bringing up this point, because this now opens up an avenue for a larger conversation we need to have. But before we even get into what Brian Windorst had to say on First Take, today's video is brought to you by sponsor Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, great. We want to play what he had to say for you now. Stephen A. Smith also chimes in as well. And then I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to his comments here.
And I think you just brought up the name, Stephen A., that has really framed this argument as much as Jordan or LeBron, and that's Kobe. And, you know, it's times like these where you so miss Kobe, and I would just say that
Yes.
the greatest podcast that we never had was Kobe and LeBron, because the framing of this, you talk about how LeBron has contributed to this. Kobe contributed to this too, because the Kobe mentality was, the Mamba mentality was championship or bust. And while Jordan and LeBron is the eternal debate, I have, observed and learned that for the modern player, including so many of today's players, LeBron's contemporaries, you're either a Kobe guy or a LeBron guy. And I know that Kobe, if he was on the other side of that table, other than Steve Nash, he would have had some words for LeBron, and it wouldn't have been.
You're damn right.
It wouldn't have been an agreement.
You're damn right.
So I do think that this
There's
is
no
also
way
a
that
Kobe
LeBron would've
LeBron ideology. Yeah.
Well, you can say it's an ideology, but you said, hold on, Dougie. The last point. You can say it's an ideology, Wendy, but you also really, really told the truth on this one. First of all, Kobe would have had a few words, but I tell you why he wouldn't have. Because LeBron would have never said that sitting across the table from Kobe. Because he knows it would have been an instant argument. There's no way in hell he would have said that. Never. He wouldn't have said that across the table from Pat Riley.
So you heard what Brian Windorst and Stephen A. Smith had to say. Thank you for bringing this up, because now this allows me to get into my thesis here and why so many people like me are pushing back on this. Maybe some of these LeBron fans are unaware. Maybe some of you clutch sports guys are unaware. Maybe some of you booty lickers in sports media are unaware. Many of us were not fans of you dudes. Many of us wasn't checking for you dudes. When we were following basketball, many of us were Jordan supporters. Many of us were Kobe supporters. We were not checking for you dudes. We were not interested in your perspective on basketball. As a Kobe Bryant fan, I didn't care what the rest of you dudes thought. I didn't. Kobe was about winning at all cost. That was his central purpose. That's what drove him. If I'm not winning championships, what in the bloody hell am I doing it for? What is the purpose of all of this if it's not in the pursuit of rings? Because Kobe understood intrinsically and fundamentally the only way anybody would be able to put him within the pantheon of the greats was he had to win. That was the standard for Bird. That was the standard for Magic. That was the standard for Jordan. That was Kobe's standard that he imposed upon himself. So we as Kobe fans, who are millions of us, we as Jordan fans, who are millions of us, do not agree with this bullshit. We don't. That's for you guys to adhere to. We don't rock with it. We don't know what you talking about, bro. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Now that rings don't matter, I don't know what you on, bro. But as far as our understanding of basketball, you play to win. And had Kobe been sitting across the table from LeBron James and said that, Kobe would have looked him in the face and said, what the you talking about? What are you talking about? I remember the Christmas Day game when the Lakers got blown out by the Miami Heat. And Kobe and LeBron were going back and forth walking down the court. Kobe was saying to LeBron, I'm an effing champion. Don't talk to me. I'm an effing champion. You don't get to talk to me. And at that point, LeBron had won nothing. What was the example I brought up in the All-Star game when Kobe and Jordan were joking back and forth with each other in that 2002 All-Star game about a foul call? And then Jordan was going back and forth for Kobe. Then Jordan says, oh, hold on a minute now. Wait a minute now. I got 6. You got 3. And then Kobe's like, oh man, you gonna do that to me? Jordan letting him know. Like, before we go too far, let me let you know what it is. When they asked Jordan, how do you determine between Kobe and... He's like, Kobe got 5. Kobe got 5. So the Kobe Bryant mentality, the Jordan mindset was, you win. You win. So let me make it clear for you guys that think we're hating. No, we're not hating. We don't agree with that nonsense. That's for you dudes. That's y'all cup of tea. That's not for us. We do not rock with you dudes. That is how y'all view sports and competition. That is not how we view it. And what we're saying is, we're not going to let you guys make it seem like, oh no, this is how we need to think about it. F*** the air. That's how you dudes think about it. And y'all gonna think like that for yourselves. Y'all not gonna infect us with that nastiness and tell us, no, you need to. No. No. That's for you dudes. Can you imagine me as a Kobe fan listening to some dude talk about, man, you know, championships ain't all of that, and then be the same dude that's running around building super teams to try to get the very thing that he'll later on turn around and say it's not important? So why is LeBron playing then? Why are you playing then? We don't agree with it. Jordan and Kobe fans, we not rocking with you dudes. And we in the millions. We not rocking with you. I don't care if you played in the NBA or not. And you support, I don't care. Because when Kobe and them were playing, we were not checking for you dudes. Let's keep it a buck. And that's the problem. I feel like now all of a sudden we got NBA players with podcasts. All of a sudden now they trying to make it seem like they bigger than what they was. No, you wasn't. No, you weren't. You were great, but you wasn't that dude. Y'all was not that dude, bro. Stop trying to act like y'all are bigger than what y'all really was and y'all opinion carry more weight than what it really does. It don't. It don't. I'm sorry. Just because you played in the NBA, you made an all-star team, whatever it is, now you want Kobe. No, you not, bro. You just simply not. You just simply not. There are levels to it. There are levels. You don't get to be a Kobe Bryant and then some dude gonna come, well, you know, nah, you don't, bro. Get out of here. What are you talking about? Jay-Z not just gonna sit at the table and talk to any old rapper. Nah. You gotta have something on your resume for me to sit down and go back and forth with you. No. What are we saying? Accomplishments don't matter no more in life? What are we talking about? What are we talking about right now? Like, what are we talking? There are levels to this. Like, what are we talking about? No, there are levels to it. There are levels to it, like with everything in life. If you put in that work and you got them accolades and you got that track record, you get to talk. But if you ain't got that, you don't get to talk like that. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Shout out to Brian Windorst for keeping it a stack. Kobe ain't going for that. Neither are we. So all of you NBA that be doing podcasts feeling like, oh, y'all gonna pull rank. No, you don't need to. Nah, bro, we already had Kobe. We already had Kobe. I don't need you to now reinterpret what basketball needs to be. Nah, bro, we don't need none of that. Do you know why? Because you ain't got the results to be giving that type of advice. Kobe does. Kobe inspired tens of millions of people across the world for Mamba mentality. Who did you inspire? Who did you inspire? So why do we need to be listening to you like that? I'm just making it clear. This ain't hate. This is a group, a large fan base saying, we don't agree. Keep it pushing. We don't agree. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. We're going to catch you on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.